What's up guys, my name's the Blue Cosmonaut, and I'm going to be speedrunning Duck Game. So we've got our duck. Before we get into the run, we're going to give him a nice hat, so let's go with a sombrero. And time's going to start right when we enter the arcade, which is in 3, 2, 1 now. So Duck Game is a 2D side-scroller. It's a shooter, but this first level doesn't have any guns, it's just straight platforming. So we gotta get all these stars as fast as we can, so we're gonna jump and slide. You gotta hover right there to get across that gap. These windows, you break through them when you're crouching, and that one's pretty easy. But from here on it ramps up. So this level, ducks are gonna spawn at a wave timer, and they're gonna spawn in random positions. There's a set of positions, but we don't know which ones they're gonna pick. So you just gotta think on your toes, kill 15 as fast as possible, because that is the bare minimum for level completion, so you get the bronze trophy there. You can keep going, but this is any percent, so we're just gonna kill the bare minimum. This next level, Swing Shoes, is the same kind of mechanic. You get a grappling hook instead of your regular jump, so that lets you swing on these platforms, and you also get these bouncing Mario shoes that let you Goomba stomp on the ducks. So took them out pretty fast. Next level we're going into is going to be training missions, which is all about more guns. So you saw that all of the ducks spawned in a specific order there. That's how these training mission levels work. They each spawn in a predetermined order, they're not random, like the previous two levels, so we know exactly how it's going to go each time, which makes these ones a lot easier. But we have to do a lot of gun juggling, because bullets are kind of at a minimum. But luckily that's not too bad. So another mechanic is that if you throw a weapon or a box or pretty much anything at a duck, they'll drop whatever they're holding. So we can use that to trade up like a box to a pistol, or like we did earlier, threw that box at that guy to steal his revolver, and then killed the duck to steal his boots. So the next level we're doing is Variety Zone 2. We don't have a weapon in this first level. Oop. We just get this mace, which is very hard to control and quite finicky, but we only have to kill 8 ducks with it, so could be worse. This next level, which is Phaser 101, is one of the biggest run killers in the game. It's another one where ducks just spawn in waves forever, up until the timer runs out, but there's no real easy way to kill yourself that you can see. In the other levels we had just platforms that we could walk off of, but here we don't have that, we're trapped in a box. So what we're gonna do is a really cool trick, but a really inconsistent trick. There's teleporters all on these sides of the room, so we're gonna try and walk back and forth through here, and if we get it just right, there's a couple frames where if you walk in at the same time as the phaser's going in, you and the phaser collide when you both exit the teleporter. So that's how we completed that and didn't have to wait out the timer, which saves a lot of time. It's a pretty neat trick. This is another grappling hook level. We just gotta kill 10 of these guys. Take some time to appreciate the Sega Genesis music. The game's on PC, but it's heavily inspired by like all the Sega Genesis classics. I think specifically James Pond 3 was Super Joe Bob, the game dev's inspiration. This next series of levels is called Super Sawduck, this arcade machine, and it is, as you might guess from the name, inspired by Super Meat Boy. So we get these purple boots that allow us to stick to and jump up walls. So we've got really fun movement in this world. And on that last level we had a nice unintended skip outside the level, and on this one we're going to do a ragdoll glitch if I can get it working. I'll explain it after I do it. There we go. Up here, grab the go really quick. So what we did there's a ragdoll button in the game that allows your duck to just flop around. You lose pretty much all control of it. but when you pop out of it by pressing the button again, you gain some height, and it can do things like get you up on top of that tree or stick you into walls, which is how we do this door clip right here, which is kind of precise, but we got it in 2 tries, so that's good. So ragdolling is it's a pretty big glitch. Tough to do, but we made good work of it there. This arcade machine is Chainsaw Racer, so we've got a chainsaw, and we're going to race with it. Each of these levels is complete as fast as possible, or the last one is as many laps as you can in the time limit. And we're going to use most of the intended routes. That first one we used a shortcut, but this one is pretty straightforward. The IL community for this game is pretty big, so there's a lot of IL strats which are being worked on, and some of which could maybe be incorporated into the run, but most of them are pretty inconsistent. So a lot of them haven't made it into any percent yet, but we're working on it. Getting better setups, etc. So that level went pretty good. This run's alright so far. And this is another level where you have a time limit and you just do things as much as you can. But all we need is 2 laps for this. So we're going to activate that shortcut. Go up here and activate another shortcut for our first lap. And then after the second lap, we don't see an easy way to kill ourselves. But there's a conspicuous box right by the start that we're going to use to our advantage. Let's get this second lap. Alright, we grab the box, we throw it up, and we just bonk ourselves on the head. Easy time save. Alright, on to the next machine, office work. These ones are pretty straightforward. This level, you just gotta break all the windows. Whoa! Alright, that was pretty weird. These boxes can be a little weird to control, but we're doing better now after that small mistake. Next level is Door Crasher. We get a shotgun and we gotta break down all the doors. We're gonna use a glitch right at the start here and later called gun jumping, which is intended and used later in the run, or properly introduced later in the run. Oh no, we are on fire. Uh-oh. Okay, that's a small time loss. It's not too bad. Just gotta not mess up this time. So yeah, we use gun jumping, which is every gun has its own recoil level. As you can see, when I shoot, I get knocked back, but when you jump and fire at the same time, that recoil goes into your vertical velocity, so it allows you to get much higher than you should. And it's unintentionally used in that level, but there's later levels that use it intentionally, and those are pretty advanced. We'll see those right at the end of the run. This level is another kill as many as you can. They all spawn. It's kind of dangerous because they have guns and they will shoot you, but we got through without any sneaking up behind us. Alright, this level's a little weird. You gotta kill 10, but it can be pretty difficult because you have this grenade launcher, which there's a lot of different angles on this level for you to shoot at. Like there, that. So you gotta know a lot of angles for this, and you gotta be able to get them consistently. You can also arc your shots with a grenade launcher, but it's a lot safer to just shoot normal and try not to get too fancy. This is Magnum training. It's like the weapon training levels, and so is the next level, but it shows off that kickback of the Magnum, where after the first shot you fire, the next one's going to be shot up at an angle. This is Chain Gun Jetpack. It is exactly as it sounds. You have a chain gun and you have a jetpack. So we're going to go like that, kill all those ducks. Pretty straightforward. Alright, run down here. Into teleporters. Each of these levels uses teleporters in a different way. These teleporters, you can't walk through them, but weapons can go through them. So we're going to be throwing these grenades all around. Pretty simple. And grab this grenade, blow ourselves up before. Once we get the 10 that we need. This is a labyrinth, you just gotta kill every duck in here. We have a very specific route. It can get a little messed up if we missed one, but probably won't happen. And this really shows off the different arsenal of weapons in the game, because now we're using a medieval sword, chainsaws, death rays, you got everything here. And all of them act almost completely differently. And this is one of the weirdest guns in the game, the quad laser. If there's any Aqua Teen Hunger Force fans, this game was published by Adult Swim, so there's a nice reference there. The recoil on this thing is insane, and ducks spawn throughout this teleporter corridor, and some of them are crouching, so we have to make sure we fire all of the bullets as low to the ground as we can, so that we can hit all of them. But when you're crouching, you get more recoil from the quad laser, so you have to do some specific angling of the control stick to bring yourself back forward after you fire. So we get the 60 kills we need, and then run into our own bullets. Those bullets are very slow, but they never stop moving, and that teleporter corridor doesn't really end. This is the last two levels, which is Variety Zone Final and Variety Zone Final 2. This level Ascension is very difficult. That first jump we did was pretty hard to get on the first try, and the second one has only a few pixels that you can actually jump on in order to make it up that passage. So we got very good there. Used a nice trick to get a good angle. So we got the 10 kills we need here. We're going to do another suicide death abuse here. Hopefully. So, a quirk of the sniper rifle in this level is that when you throw it down and it bounces off of the bumpers, it will shoot back out. If it has a bullet loaded, it'll shoot. So what we do is, there's a pixel precision alignment that you can do with those, or since you have a giant laser sticking out, it makes it very easy to do pixel lineup, so that you can drop the gun at a precise moment, and then as you're falling and it's falling, it will shoot you to end that level way quicker, since you're trapped in a box. That was Swing Mace. It's all the fun of Mace Face and all the fun of the finicky grappling hook. This is Variety Zone Final 2. It actually introduces gun jumping as an intended concept. And that was pretty fast. That gun is a little crazy. It lets us do, you can fire a whole lot of times while you're in the air since it doesn't need to reload like the shotgun, so we can get some crazy height off of it. We only get to use that once. In this level we get a pretty weird laser rifle. It shoots at an angle downwards, so every shot that you make is going to ricochet off the floor and bounce off of walls. So you have to know all of the angles to hit these guys. And it's very easy to kill yourself like I did just there, but we're fine since we got the 25 that we needed. And we're now going into the last level. Time stops as soon as we grab the briefcase at the end. This also uses gun jumping. And there we go. That was Duck Game. It's on Steam if you want to check it out. Hope you all enjoyed the run. I thought it was pretty good. But yeah.